She wore the kind of silence that a man could live inside. She never asked me what I did or told me where to hide. She poured my coffee every morning like the world was clean, and loved me past the edges of the places I had been. I told her she deserved a better world than mine to walk. She said she chose me knowing, and we never spoke of it again in talk. Ivory and ash, that's what we were. A beautiful collision of the clean and the obscure. She was the light I never felt. I'd earned the right to hold, and I was the fire that kept her warm and left her in the cold. Ivory and ash, I miss the night she needed me. There was business to attend. I told myself I'd make it right. That isn't how it ends. Oh, she left no letter, left no word, just a gardenia on the sill, the kind she always wore in spring. I keep it with me still. A man can rule a city, hold the dark within his fist, but can't explain the warmth that comes from being truly missed. Ivory and ash, that's what we were. A beautiful collision of the clean and the obscure. She was the light I never felt. I'd earned the right to hold, and I was the fire that kept her warm and left her in the cold. I have stood in rooms where powerful men wept. I have never understood it till tonight. I have signed my name to things I can't take back, but nothing cost as much as losing her to this life. She was the only thing I built that mattered, and I let the work destroy the one thing that was real. Ivory and ash, that's what we were. A beautiful destruction of the clean against the blur. She was the grace I never felt. I'd earned the right to keep, and I am the winter she deserved to never have to meet. Ivory and ash. Ivory and ash. made a ghost of him the day I stopped returning calls. I made a ghost of him by absence, nothing else at all. No confrontation, no betrayal, no dramatic final scene. Just the slow erosion of a man who used to mean everything. I told myself the reasons, and they sounded reasonable. The distance was protective, I was keeping things clean. But somewhere past the silence and the years I wasn't watching, he became a ghost I made, not something in between. The ghost I made of him still sits in certain chairs. The ghost I made of him still walks in certain stairs. I pass his name sometimes in rooms that hold our past. The ghost I made of him was not supposed to last this long. I see his children now on photographs I wasn't in. I calculate the seasons of the years I let begin without him, and I wonder at the architecture of my reasons, and whether they were real or whether I was just convenient. There is a kind of harm that doesn't need a weapon, just a door you stop opening and a phone you stop answering. And I am guilty of it, and I carry it clean, the way a gentleman carries the things that cost him, without making it anyone else's weight. The ghost I made of him is the only one I see. The ghost I made of him is the version next to me of who I could have been if I had made a different call. The ghost I made of him is partly me after all.
My grandfather came with nothing but his name. He built his world with both his hands through fire and shame. They called our family crooked, called our blood a curse. But every man I've met in church has done far worse. He told me on his deathbed, with a candle burning low, there are two kinds of honor, son, the kind they see and the kind you know. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. They just never thought to look. Blood on the marble. I named my firstborn after every man I had to break. I kept a record of each choice and what was truly at stake. Not proud of every chapter, not ashamed of what I am. A man is what his circumstances built him. Understand? They light their candles for the saints and spit upon our doors, but behind their holy silence they have done far worse than war. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. They just never thought to look. My father said, loyalty is not a word, it is a life. Silence is not weakness, it is a sharpened knife. And a man who breaks his word has already died. He just hasn't stopped breathing yet inside. We bled for this ground, we prayed for this life, and still they called us animals, and still they sharpen the knife. There is blood on the marble where the innocent have knelt. There are prayers in the darkness for the hands that mercy dealt. We are not the villains that they wrote about in books. We are fathers, we are brothers. Take a closer look. Blood on the marble. Blood on the marble.
7 years is a number until it becomes your life. 7 years is a sentence until it becomes your knife that carves out everything that's soft and leaves the hardest grain. 7 years of who you were, becoming who remains. 7 years I counted ceilings. 7 years I learned the floor. 7 years I built a silence. 7 years and then one door. And what came through that door was not the man who went inside. 7 years don't just pass through you. 7 years decide. Oh, the man outside kept living. The world adjusted without me. I studied it through letters and what the absence of them told me. The ones who wrote in the beginning were not the ones who wrote at the end. 7 years is a test of contracts. Most of them, they bend. I don't ask for sympathy for what I did to earn the years. A man owns his decisions, including the ones that cost him here. But I'll tell you what the years gave back that no one talks about enough. They gave me the ability to sit still without going soft. Just true. 7 years in the dark, and I came out knowing how to see in it. Seven years I counted mornings. 7 years I learned myself. 7 years removed from comfort. 7 years, the greatest wealth of time spent with your own mind until it stops fighting you. 7 years I paid the cost, and I came back renewed.
The city never sleeps, it just shifts into a different register. The lights don't go out, they just change who they're speaking to. At 3 a.m. the honest city shows you what it really is, without the crowd to dress it up in something close to true. The man below is walking like he's carrying a conversation that ended wrong and hasn't found a place to settle yet. The window in the building across glows amber and consistent. Some kind of work or insomnia or something to forget. City at 3 a.m. That's when the mask comes off. City at 3 a.m. when everything that's soft has gone to bed and left behind the version that is real. City at 3 a.m. is how a city feels when it's not performing. I've watched this city from above on nights I couldn't sleep it off. On nights the weight of everything I carried needed altitude. And every time I stood here in the dark above the ordinary, the city told me something I could never quite conclude. Maybe this is what it means to understand a thing. You have to see it when it isn't watching. You have to catch it in the hours it doesn't know you're looking, and love it for the truth of it, not the performance. City at 3 a.m. I know you better than the day. City at 3 a.m. when you forget to put away the complicated underneath, the commerce and the noise. City at 3 a.m. is a man without a pose. She poured my coffee without asking how I took it. After the second morning, she just knew. She never asked me where I'd been the night before. Just moved around the kitchen, quiet and true. She found the things I kept inside the lining of my coat. She put them back and never said a word. Some women run from what they find inside a man like me. She was the only one who stayed, and that I heard. She knew what I was, and she stayed anyway. She knew what the nights cost, and she greeted every day. She never asked me to be
something I was not. She just loved the broken parts of me that the rest of the world forgot. She knew what I was. I tried to build a wall between her and the work I did, pretend that there were two of me. She saw right through it. She said one night while I was leaving, come back in one piece. I said I always do. She said so far. I never deserved the way she looked at me, with full eyes and no accusation. I never deserved the grace of a woman who understood the complication. And I would burn every empire I built to have her back for one more morning. She knew what I was. She knew, and she stayed.
I came back in November with a different kind of quiet, the kind that doesn't fill a room the way it used to do. I shook the hands of people who had memorized my stories, but couldn't find a man inside the faith they thought they knew. The coffee tasted different, and the house seemed made for someone who laughed the way I laughed before I learned what silence cost. I sat beside the window, for a window without speaking, and cataloged the inventory of what had been lost. What the war left was a man who couldn't tell you what the wall left was a room he couldn't fill. What the wall left was the discipline to carry. What the wall left and carry it still. They gave me medals for the things I wish had happened different. They gave me words that covered up the parts they couldn't name. I put the medals in a box and put the box inside the closet, because a piece of tin was never gonna carry the weight of the same. I don't ask for understanding from the ones who weren't beside me. I just ask for enough quiet to hear myself again. 'Cause underneath the damage, underneath the winter, there's still a man in here who remembers who he was. I just wanna be him again, even for one morning. I just wanna be him again. Signs sustain. What the wall left was a man who decided that so wasn't the same as living, and started the long road of finding out the difference.
7 years is a number until it becomes your life. 7 years is a sentence until it becomes your knife that carves out everything that's soft and leaves the heart as grain. 7 years of who you were, becoming who remains. 7 years I counted ceilings. 7 years I learned the floor. 7 years I built a silence. 7 years and then one door. And what came through that door was not the man who went inside. 7 years don't just pass through you. 7 years decide. The men outside kept living. The world adjusted without me. I studied it through letters and what the absence of them told me. The ones who wrote in the beginning were not the ones who wrote at the end. 7 years is a test of contracts. Most of them, they bend. I don't ask for sympathy for what I did to earn the years. A man owns his decisions, including the ones that cost him here. But I'll tell you what the years gave back that no one talks about enough. They gave me the ability to sit still without going soft. Not angry, just true. 7 years in the dark, and I came out knowing how to see in it. 7 years I counted mornings. 7 years I learned myself. 7 years removed from comfort. 7 years, the greatest wealth of time spent with your own mind, until it stops fighting you. 7 years I paid the cost, and I came back renewed. I built my empire on the silence of my enemies. Learned early on that trust is just a debt you cannot see. They smiled across the table, shook my hand and called me friend. But I watched their eyes real careful, knew exactly where it ends. They said I'd never rise above the ground where I was born. But every scar they gave me just became a sharper thorn. Cold is the crown on the head of men who walk alone. taking anger, and I don't beg for my place. But every man who crossed me learned the meaning of disgrace. Cold is the crown. I pour my wine in solitude and toast the breaking dawn. Watch the men who burn me try to figure where I've gone. I don't, the shadows of the past, or call for war. I simply become everything they never were prepared for. They mistook my stillness for a weakness in my bones. Now they stand outside the gates of everything I own. Cold is the crown upon the head of men who walk alone. Silence is the language of a king who's built his throne. I don't speak in anger, and I don't beg for my place. But every man who crossed me learned the meaning of disgrace. Cold is the crown. You can't buy what I bled to earn. Every fire that you said I learned. You took what was mine and you walked away clean. Now you're standing before a man you've never seen. I don't raise my voice, I don't raise my hand, I just raise my glass to the end you never planned. Cold is a crown upon the head of men who walk alone. Silence is the language of a king who's built his throne. I don't speak in anger, and I don't beg for my place. But every man who crossed me learned the meaning of disgrace. Cold is the crown. They always told me reach the top and everything would change. I reached the top at 40 and the view was cold and strange. The men below me looked so small from where I now could see. But what I didn't understand, they couldn't see me. I built the room they all admired and sat inside alone. I filled it with the trophies of the battles I had won. I called the men who'd helped me there and poured them all a drink. They laughed and raised their glasses. None of them could see me sink. The view from the top is silence. The view from the top is space, where every room gets emptier and fewer know your face. You fight your way to the summit and stand there in the cold. The view from the top is everything except what you were told. My father never made it here. He fell before the climb. My mother lit a candle for the life I left behind. I wonder now in quiet what the lesser versions of me would think of this apartment and the silence and this fear. I have everything, and I've never been more alone in my life than standing here. What was all of this for? If there's nobody left at the door, from the top is silence that nobody warned me about. The view from the top is everything I worked for, and now I doubt.
There was a version of my life that looked a certain way. A bigger room, a longer table, more men doing what I say. I was almost there. The door was barely inches from my hand when I looked back and saw the only thing I'd ever planned. A kitchen lit in yellow, and a voice I recognized as the only thing that mattered. If I stripped away the lies, I turned around from everything I'd spent a decade chasing, and I walked back into ordinary, and I called it amazing. This is the one I chose instead of everything I could have been. This is the life I picked above the empire and the dream. I don't know if I got it right by the measures men keep score, but I know that I chose this, and I choose this evermore. The men I knew who took the throne, I watched them from a distance. Some built more than I did, some lost more than they'd admit.
that always smelled like dinner. And I don't think I lost the game. I think I changed what winning meant. The empire would have taken what I gave to her instead. The throne would have required the very thing I value more than any crown could ever pay me back. Quiet devastation, not sadness, just truth. I chose this, I would choose this every single time. This is the one I chose instead. Not the lesser, just the real. This is the life that cost me everything that I was glad to feel. Not the story that they write about, not the name they carve in stone, but the one that called me back every time I wandered from home.
I remember your name, not the way that the wounded remember, not with anger, not with fire, just the way a man remembers a number he intends to call. I remember what you said and what you didn't say, and what your silence in that room cost me every single day. I remember your name. I remember the chair you sat in. I remember the hand you extended while the other one was planning. I remember your name. Don't think that I forgot. Don't build your life too high on a foundation I have not. I remember your name. You moved across the city like a man who'd walked away clean. You told yourself the story where you're somewhere in between. Not guilty, not exactly, just surviving like we all do, but surviving on the grave of what you buried. That's on you. I remember your name. I remember the chair you sat in. I remember the hand you extended while the other one was planning. I remember your name. Don't think I forgot. I've just been building everything on the foundation of what's not. I don't need to explain what comes next. You already know what a man who remembers and says nothing has in store. I just wanted you to know that I remember.
patience never fails. I remember your name.
There is a kind of quiet that the guilty never understand. It isn't peace, it's pressure. It isn't calm, it's the hand of something patient moving slowly underneath the ground. The kind of quiet that arrives before a devastating sound. I have been that quiet, I have been that still. I have waited in the shadow of the moment until every piece was in position, every variable was clear. That's when I moved, and by the time they noticed, I was already here. They always ask what I was thinking in the hours before. I was thinking of exactly nothing. I was settling the score before the storm. There is no warning that you'd recognize. Before the storm, the sky looks normal to untrained eyes. I am the pressure that precedes the breaking of the air. Before lightning, and I'm already there. I don't announce my movements, I don't let them see me plan. The most dangerous thing in any room is an unread man. They cataloged my losses, wrote me off as done. They were making plans for after, but the storm had just begun. Ask the men who underestimated what the silence meant. Ask them what they thought was peace. Before the pressure bent, before the storm, there is no warning that you'd recognize. Before the storm, the sky looks normal to untrained eyes. I am the pressure that precedes the breaking of the air. I am the silence before lightning, and I'm already there. I have watched men panic when the chaos finally came. Scrambling for a reason, scrambling for the blame. But I had built the storm myself, stone by stone in quiet. And everything that happened next, I didn't start the riot started me. I was never caught by surprise. There is a kind of quiet after that only victors know. Not proud, just still. The way a storm looks right before it goes.
I have never needed to raise my voice to make room. No, I am there. The ones who shout the loudest have the least amount to share. I learned this from the winters in the rooms where men decide that the quietest presence at the table has the most inside. Silence is my language, the most fluent tongue I own. Silence is my message to a room full of the known. You fill the air with signal, I fill mine with space. And the man who understands silence controls the pace, controls the place. They ask me what I'm thinking when I haven't said a word. I think how much already have I let you think you've heard. Every pause is purposeful, every gap a door I hold. The man who learns to use the silence is the man who owns the cold. Silence is my language, the only one I need. Silence is the pressure that makes the room conceive. Oh, 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 oh. I have watched men nervous in the absence of my speech. I have watched them fill the quiet with exactly what I see. Their own admission, their own fear, their own need to be heard. And that is how you learn a room without saying a single word. Silence is my language, and I am fluent in the dark. Silence is my empire, and the quietest is the mark of a man who doesn't need it, the approval or the stage. Silence is the loudest thing on any given page. Oh, 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 oh.
I used to know the enemy by how he held his silence, by how he used the room and how the room adjusted back. I studied him for years before I understood the method. And somewhere in the studying, I learned to move like that. It happened slow the way the important changes happen. Not overnight, but across the architecture of a decade. And one morning in the mirror, I recognized the posture of the man I'd spent my youth and best intentions trying to evade. I became the thing that I had come to dismantle. I became the thing by learning how to handle every room the way he would, every door the way he'd close it. I became the thing, and only I can know it. I don't know if this is failure or the inevitable physics of a man who wears a method long enough to wear it in. Maybe every generation builds the very thing it's fighting, and the next one learns it and begins again. I'm not asking for forgiveness, there's no absolution in this song. I'm just naming what I see in the window when it's dark enough to show the truth of things. I became the thing, and the thing is not all bad. The thing is also discipline and patience and the keeping of a code. So maybe I became the complicated version of the enemy that still had something worth becoming. I became the thing, not everything, but some of it. I became the thing, and I'm still living from it, learning what to keep from what I should have left behind. I became the thing, and now I'm trying to redesign. We built our empires on the opposite sides of the same dark city. Started from the same hunger, ended in a different committee. I knew your name before you knew mine. That was by design. You studied the map of the territory. I studied the man behind the line. Now we're sitting at the same table, same drink, same room. Two kings who both know exactly how this ends, and too soon. Two kings at the same table, two codes that cannot reconcile, two men who respect each other across an impossible mile. We built the same kind of empire, with the same kind of blood and cost. Two kings at the same table, knowing one of us has already lost. I don't hate you. I want that said before whatever comes. I hate the mathematics of the situation, not what you've become. You're the version of me that took a different road at 22. And I'm the version you'd have been if certain things broke through. Two mirrors facing each other in a room with no escape. We both see the reflection, we both know what's at stake. Two kings at the same table, two codes that cannot reconcile, two men who understand each other across an impossible mile. If we were different men in a different time, we might have built something worth seeing. But the city doesn't bend for sentiment, and neither do we. I respect you. That's why this is so cold. Two kings at the same table, one city, one crown, one throne. Two men who built the same empire, both knowing this ends alone. I built things that will stand when no one knows my name is on them. I laid foundations under buildings people walk above. I made decisions that will echo 40 years in ripples that nobody will trace back to the source of where they come from. That's how I wanted it, not from a lack of pride, but from a deeper understanding of what permanence requires. The man who builds for credit builds a different kind of structure than the man who builds because the thing itself requires. The invisible legacy is the one that doesn't ask for a plaque. The invisible legacy is the thing that holds the world in the back of the mind of every person who was shaped by what you made. The invisible legacy is the longest kind of mark a man has laid. My name will not be on the bridge, but I know where I put the steel. My name will not be on the building, but I know which floor is real. I did the work that needed doing at the level that it needed, and I sleep the way a man sleeps when his conscience is completed. They will wonder how it held so long. They will study what was underneath. They will find the quality of something built by someone who believed that the work itself was the reward, and left it at that. I built this without needing you to know it was me, and that is everything I ever wanted to be. The invisible legacy is the one the centuries will find. The invisible legacy is the one that doesn't need a sign. I built it, I am done now. I can go in peace at last. The invisible legacy is the only one that lasts. I made an oath in a room with no windows to men who would hold it until they were dust. I placed my hand on a language of silence and swore to the things that a man swears in trust. Not God, not country,
not law as they write it, but something more ancient than all of that weight. The code that was handed from father to father, the oath that arrives at the end, never late. They say oaths are broken, they say codes are fiction. They've never stood in the room where it's real. This is the oath I was given and kept. This is the code that I carried while others slept. This is the weight that I chose at the door. This is the life of a man who swore not to be righteous, not to be clean, but to be what he said and to mean what he means. This is the oath and it holds me still, past the grave of the men and past the code of the will. Have seen men break it, I have seen what it costs. I have watched the unsworn build their houses on frost, and I have seen them collapse when the season came cold, because a man without an oath has nothing to hold. Not judge of others, just keeper of mine. The oath doesn't care about your bottom line. This is the oath I was given and kept. This is the code that I carried when others slept. This is the weight that I welcomed at the door. This is the life of a man who swore. When they ask what I stood for, I won't have to think. It was never about the empire or the power or the drink. It was about the word I gave in a room with no light, and the fact that 40 years later I kept it tonight. Me everything, I kept the oath, and that kept the oath. That is my of a man who never put the oath down. Never put it down. Never put it down. Revenge is a fire, it burns and it's finished. Justice is a river, it takes exactly the time it needs. Revenge is the sound of a man losing patience. Justice is the sound of a man who proceeds without announcing.
I've watched men burn their enemies in anger and in public, and spend the next decade rebuilding what the fire cost them too. The man who chases vengeance trades his future for a moment. Justice asks you not to rush and does the work for you. Justice is patient. She doesn't need your help to arrive. Justice is patient. She only asks that you survive long enough to witness the mathematics of the truth. Justice is patient, and she charges compound interest on what's due. I built my life beside this principle and tested it in winter. I watched the men who wronged me build and overreach and fall. I never moved against them, I just moved without them in the picture. And justice did what justice does, which is takes care of all. There is a discipline required in choosing not to strike, when every instinct in your body tells you now is right. That discipline is everything that separates the kinds of men who end up in the history from the ones who end the same as them. Justice is patient, and I have learned to be the same. Justice is patient, and patience is the longer game. I don't need to see it happen, I don't need to be the cause. Justice is patient, so am I. And that is the last law. I built my empire on the silence of my enemies. Learned early on that trust is just a debt you cannot see. They smiled across the table, shook my hand and called me friend. But I watched their eyes real careful, knew exactly where it ends. They said I'd never rise above the ground where I was born, but every scar they gave me just became a sharper thorn. Cold is the crown upon the head of men who walk alone. Silence is the language of a king who's built his throne. I don't speak in anger, and I don't beg for my place, but every man
I pour my wine in solitude and toast the breaking dawn. Watch the men who burn me try to figure where I've gone. I don't diss the shadows of the past or call for war. I simply become everything they never were prepared for. They mistook my stillness for weakness in my bones. Now they stand outside the gates of everything I own. Cold is the crown upon the head of men who walk alone. Silence is the language of a king who's built his throne. I don't speak in anger, and I don't beg for my place. But every man who crossed me learned the meaning of disgrace. Cold is the crown. You can't buy what I bled to earn. Every fire that you said I learned, you took what was mine and you walked away clean. Now you're standing before a man you've never seen. I don't raise my voice, I don't raise my hand, I just raise my glass to the end you never planned. Cold is the crown upon the head of men who walk alone. Silence is the language of a king who's built his throne. I don't speak in anger, and I don't beg for my place. But every man who crossed me learned the meaning of disgrace. Cold is the crown.